So this is a Studer OB cylindrical grinding machine that is for sale on David Samway's Anglo-Swiss Tools website. Studer is a Swiss company that have been making high precision cylindrical grinding machines for many years. They're still in existence, and if you have a spare several £100,000, you can still buy a grinding machine from them. This particular model has been in production, or was in production rather, for many years. As you can see by the rather antiquated shape of it, it was first produced back in the 1930s and 40s, I think, but went on being produced into the 1970s because it was so versatile and popular as a machine. I bought this machine a couple of years ago. It was originally delivered to the Welsh Government, in fact, in 1968, and was then sold on to the guy that I bought it from. I bought it even though I've got another one, which is the reason that I'm selling this one. I don't really need two. I bought it because he had an unusual accessory with it that I was very keen to acquire, but he wouldn't sell me the accessory without the machine, so hence me having two. I have completely refurbished it in terms of stripping it down literally to every nut and bolt, replacing every bearing, oil seal, belt, etc., in it, and then repainting the machine. It's in extremely good condition, and as I'll try and demonstrate, it runs very accurately. So the first thing that I'll do is to turn it on. Apologies for the rather shaky camera work, but I don't think it's possible to actually photograph this with the camera on a stand, because I think I would just be in the way all the time. So the machine turns on at the front here, and that turns on the motor, which is housed in the main base here. You can see the rear end of the motor protruding out there. Via various pulleys and countershafts and things, that is driving the spindle at the back there, up through the overarm here, down to the grinding table, grinding head here. As you can see, the spindle there has two ends. On the left hand end is a large 10-inch wheel. The one I have on the moment that comes with the machine is new wheel, and is relatively narrow. I'm looking at that one, it's probably about 15 centimetres. You can put a wider wheel up to 25 centimetres on it. At the far end of the spindle is a small one that's designed to take 7-inch wheels. I haven't got a 7-inch wheel for this particular machine, but I have got the wheel arbor, which is obviously essential. That's really used for grinding small specific jobs such as cones, etc. The spindle runs in two large bronze bearings that are in extremely good condition. They're oiled by these oil cups here, and as per the handbook, the idea is to let the tropical tool oil run through every hour or so. Fixed to the wheel guard is a coolant system that sprays coolant directly onto the wheel. On the other side here of the guard is a device that allows you to put a clock, not the clock that I've got here, I'll come to that in a minute. So moving over to this side of the machine, you can see the one pulley rotating there with the belt through to the motor at the back. The rest of the pulleys and countershafts are all to drive the overhead belt to the workhead and to drive the table. So that's engaged here on the front of the apron by pulling that lever up, and you can now see that the belt driving the overhead is now operating. The clock that I was talking about, I put on there to show that the spindle in the workhead table here is running absolutely true. Going back again to the pulleys, you can now see that all sets of pulleys are rotating. There is a belt cover for this that comes with the machine, but I've left it off to demonstrate what's happening. The small pulley, corded pulley here, is to drive the table. So, looking at the controls on the table, it is possible to move the table completely manually by hand here, but it also traverses, or normally traverses, automatically, and that is activated by moving that there. There's often a little bit of a lag until everything starts working, but then the table will then reciprocate backwards and forwards like that. There are adjustable stops that you can see operating here, and they are very easily movable just by pressing the levers down and sliding them along. The wheel in feed is controlled in two ways, either manually by simply moving the main wheel here, or automatically by engaging these small fingers that go in there. And then as it goes around, as the table moves, you can see that the in feed is slowly advancing. That's fully adjustable and can be set by tinkering around with all of the clever devices here. There is a stop on the feed that just flips over, and then at the bottom here there's a small lever for very, very fine feed when you think you're nearly at the what you want to get to. Disengage the table, turn that off. The table will keep on running until it hits the end of that cycle, and then it will stop. So I'll pull that, which stops the overhead belt, and turn off the main power. So along with the machine is a tailstock, which I think was supplied as standard with the machine. This is a retractable tailstock. So by moving this, it actually pulls the centre back, and the tension on that is adjustable at this point there. This device here is to hold a diamond for truing the wheel, but there's also a completely separate flip over diamond dresser that comes with the machine. The grinding head sits here, and as you can see, can be swiveled into just about any angle you like. In addition, underneath there is a separate sub table that also can be swiveled, and that allows the grinding of cones, etc. The in-feed then is done in a different way with this here, and it just pulls in and actually moves the whole table in and out. The main table itself can be set for very accurate cutting of tapers. So the 4 bolts, 2 at this end, 2 at the other end, lock the table, and clearly when you first set it up, you clock it to make sure that it's running completely parallel. They're unlocked if to set a taper, and then the taper can be very accurately set with this clock that's just housed under this little housing here, and there are various tables, etc., in the manual that demonstrate that. So the machine comes with the original work head, which is again driven by the overhead belt, but is just a simple centre and is for driving work with dogs. That's part of the sale. This is the so-called swivelling work head, which was supplied as an extra. It takes Chauvelin W20 collets, and there are about 10 or 12 included in the sale, all metric ones. And then on the front is a W20 nose spindle to take a chuck, and there is a 3-jaw chuck with both external and internal jaws included with the sail. Studer supplied 2 different types of steady for these machines, and both are part of the sail. One is a standard steady, and the other was designed for supporting very fine work pieces. There are lots of pictures of all of these items on the Anglo-Swiss website. As I said earlier, there's also included is a diamond dresser and all the other paraphernalia that you need to run this machine to produce accurate work. Although these machines were primarily used for external grinding, they were also adaptable and could be used for internal grinding. And to do that, you have to take off the work head here, the grinding head here, and fit a bracket for an internal grinding spindle. That again comes with part of this offer, complete with the bush that goes into the casting, which allows you to use either a 40 or a 50mm diameter spindle. There is no spindle included with this offer, but they are obtainable elsewhere. I think that just about covers all of the things, except there's perhaps just to show underneath here there is a door with a storage cabinet, and into here would fit wheels and arbors and tools, etc. The machine does come with several additional wheel arbors. I think there are another 3 with this machine. They're pretty essential because they're quite difficult to get hold of and attract quite a high price because of that. So the machine is situated in North Wiltshire in England. I can load it onto a pallet and help load it, but it is clearly quite a heavy machine. It weighs about 700 kilos without the accessories, and so is for UK sale only.